What's up, you guys? ShartimusPrime here, doing another Mezco Toys 112 collective action figure review on Mezco's second Tiger Stripe Wolverine Deluxe figure with the Sentinel base. I've been looking forward to this thing for so freaking long, man. I missed out on the original Tiger Stripe Wolverine from Mezco, so yeah, I'm especially stoked to have this one right over here. And I like the Deluxe packaging with the metal tin. I like the artwork on it. Very, very cool looking. And when you open it up, you can see you get your certificate of authenticity and some instructions and a little sheet of soft paper right there and everything. It's very, very premium, and it does have a premium price. But anyway, there's a look at the top and bottom of this tin box right over here. And then you get X logos on the sides. But anyway, let's get to it and crack this thing open. But first, try and pick up your Mezco Toys figures. You can do so at
big. Get your big badass toys at BigBadToyStore.com. Click the link in the description below.
Here's our new Mezco Tiger Stripe Wolverine out of the packaging, and oh man, this thing is a lot of fun. I really think this is a home run of a figure with all of the accessories and everything that we're getting with over here. The figure itself, oh my goodness, I'm very, very pleased. There are a lot of accessories to discuss, so let's get a closer look at those, and then we'll take a closer look at Wolverine. We get these instructions right over here. It does come with its own batteries for the light up feature on that Sentinel base. You get your standard issue base right over here, so we're used to seeing this. You could pop this out and you get your standard issue Mezco stand right there, and then you also have your standard issue baggie, and then we also have this new base right here, which is freaking incredible, man. And I love the design of it. I mean, it's consistent with the HasLab Sentinel design, you know, for the most part, right? I mean, definitely different, of course. I mean, this has so much more going on with it, though, right? Doesn't this one look flat now compared to that right there? I mean, look at all this. You get, you know, some burn marks right there, and these Wolverine slashes. All these bolts are painted with silver paint. I really love the detail and the sculpt and paintwork throughout on this thing. I could talk about it for ages because there's just so much going on over here. Look at that. The color of blue changes. So you have a darker blue right here going around the faux arc, or it's not an arc reactor, but the centerpiece right there. You can see a bunch of Wolverine slashes throughout. It just looks great, man. Then right here coming across the top, you can see the gunmetal gray on the inside. I just think they did a killer job with this. They really went above and beyond with this base right here. It's not even a complete Sentinel. It has so much detail in here. So I really freaking love this thing. And it has ports throughout, so you could put the flight stand on it. And I think they're pretty discreetly placed. I like how they did this. So very, very cool. And you can see right underneath right here, you just got to unscrew that. And you could shut off the light up feature by hitting off like that, or you could leave it on. What really makes it function, though, is hitting this button right here that has some cracks on it. And then now you have the light going on with the eye right there, and then the chest is going to flicker or slowly on and off, and then you could remove this right here, which is awesome that they made this happen. I love how this looks, and it has some holes in it so that you could put it on Wolverine's claws too, so I thought that's actually quite genius, and it has cracks right there in that lens as well. But yeah, you can see the flickering empty eye socket right there, and that is so freaking awesome. I really like it a lot, and the battery doesn't die out quickly. I haven't had it die out on me yet. I've had it on for quite a while, took lots of pictures. Man, this thing is incredible. Could make a whole review video on just this piece right here. See, like that face right there, just even that alone. Dude. Now on for round 2 of accessories. You can see we have 5 different snicked slash effects, and we have 2 different belts and 2 belt buckles for this brown belt. And to my surprise, both of these belts have a great amount of detail on them. I like the color difference right there with the reds, or the browns anyway. And you can see we have the belt buckles, or the belt pouches, painted all gold. And I just knocked that off. It usually stays a little better than that. There's 2 ports in there, and you can see how that plugs in. Get that on there all the way. Usually I have it stay just fine when I have it on the figure. So nice stitching detail throughout. I really like both of these. And of course you could replace this and put an X belt on there, or an X belt buckle, and that looks really good too. You also have this belt if you want to use this one. I like how it has gray and black painted on it, so it's not just one color. You also have all these little picked out details with the silver, so I like that a lot. You can see that on the sides right here. And when you have this on the figure, it ports on okay for either of the belts. You know, I just want to demonstrate because I'll tend to want to port on right here, and while you're doing this, you want to make sure that the gold buttons are closer to the top. But you just need to smush, and it'll stay pretty well. So there it goes. Just did a quick smush, and then you could move this, shift it down. For me, that looks pretty good. So not a lot of complaining right there for that. These look awesome. Holy crud, this is brilliant. I'm so happy someone finally did this. They just went all out with these. Getting this ported onto the figure is tricky though, man. Take your time. I tend to lay the figure down on its back and try to just hover above and get things lined up that way before I start trying to jam each of the blades through the holes that they have here. So just be very careful when you're messing with that. You don't want to ruin the claws. I'll show off my claws in a little bit. I have a little bit of wear on them, but nothing too crazy. Then you have this effect right over here. Looks really good. And there's 3 holes on the inside, so you just port the claws in there. But yeah, I like this one. This one I like a lot. It has a little bit of an impact effect added to the slashing, and same deal, just port the claws in. This one's very whooshy. I like it, so very neat. I love that they're all unique. None of them are repeat effects, There is one of them though that does bother me consistently. I think it's this one right. Yeah, it's this one right here, where the grooves for the blades to go inside are just not deep enough. I think there's only one of the grooves that I tend to have the claws rest on this, so this one does give me a hard time, but other than that, I think these are absolutely incredible. Round 3 of accessories, we have fist hands. We have one pointing hand on the right side, and then a relaxed hand for that left side, but then we actually get an even set of relaxed hands on top of it, and then you have the bone claw hands, you have the fisted adamantium claw hands, and then the open adamantium claw hands. All of these hands have immaculate details in them, and I love the little buttons right over here that are painted very well on every single one of them, so that is very cool. And there's a design to these gloves too. I guess my only gripe is that the bone claws have a little bit of a greenish hue to them that I think is just a little off model, but you know what, that's just a matter of taste. I still like the way they're sculpted, and they're still painted very well with a wash, so I do like that. And then the adamantium claws look fantastic. Very bright silver paint on these, and I will show off a little bit of battle damage to them, just a little bit from putting them on those accessories. You can see these tiny little nicks right here. These right here, not so much. The open hands I don't use as much as the fisted claw hands. You can see the ends of those right there. So you're going to have a little bit of damage. Maybe not every single time or every single person will experience it, but it's likely to happen. Just trying to put the info out there. You should be careful with these, but sometimes they look like they have these nicks on the inside on purpose, but I'm pretty sure I did that. And then we have round 4 of accessories. We have these 2 head sculpts right over here with the mask off, and then we have our first appearance masked heads, then we have the other 4 masked heads, and then we have the cowl mask down right here. Is it a cowl or a mask? It's a mask. And then looking at this one, I wanted to start off with this one because this is one of the most unique Wolverine head sculpts I've seen in quite a while. They went full on Terminator over here. You can see the hair and the adamantium skull coming right through there. Now, there would be blood, so I was, more realistically, you would see a lot more blood coming out of him than what we're seeing right over here, but I still think this is very, very cool. You can see some blood on the face, and you can see how the mask has this whole ear thing ripped off. This side is looking a whole lot better for him, but it still has some tattered edges, and it has this nice leathery texture to it. I like how the teeth and the mouth came out. Very realistic. All of the heads look great. You have the angry teeth showing right here. Again, you get that leathery look. And yeah, these are a little on the big side, but it doesn't look too bad. It doesn't look off model to me. Then you have the screaming head, which I also love right here. The eyes look really good on all of these. I like the seams coming down through the center. You also have some detailed wrinkles throughout. Here's the serious face right here. Again, the mouth is painted really well. Really, really good looking head sculpts right here. Even the first appearance heads look great. Bright blue eyes, the teeth, he's got that snarled look, the whiskers painted on there. This head sculpt looks really good as well. And then you have the unmasked heads right here, and you have the, I guess, haircut version right there, looking very good. I do like it. And then you have the longer hair version, which I also like. This is probably my favorite one out of the 2 unmasked ones, but the hair looks good on both of these also. Now to look at the rest of the figure, I really do like it. I just feel like the neck is a little on the long side. It doesn't stand out to me as much as it does on some other Mezco figures, but still, I feel like the neck could just be a little bit shorter in height right there, but I don't know. Let me know what you think. I like the soft goods on this. It looks really good. I like how the tiger stripes came out, and it did come out clean on the front, and I saw Toying Around posted about this, that the stripes are uneven on the back. It doesn't really bother me so much. This looks uglier to me than anything else on the back, but still not the worst in my opinion. And then you have the vinyl right over here for the shorts, so those look pretty good. Some wrinkles in there from him posed around quite a bit. There's no paint over the yellow on this guy at all. Doesn't seem like there is, right? No. Oh wait, there might. No. I'm just imagining things. That's the flesh tone underneath, which, by the way, they did paint some hair on him, and I love how the gloves look. Oh man, that nice leathery detail, again with the silver buttons all painted out right there. That looks really good to me. I'm very pleased with that. There's some nicks right over here. Same thing with the shoulder pads. You can see the little battle damage in the sculpt right there. Here they have some, but it's unique, not exactly the same as the other side. Still some more arm hair, and then the legs look really good, you know, so not really much to complain about as far as the body goes. I really, actually, you know, throughout, I really like this thing. The boots look really cool. Very modern looking boots compared to the rest of the figure, but that doesn't really bother me so much, man. I think this looks dope. And then you get peg holes at the bottom of the feet along with the treads. So the figure has some great articulation. You can move the head and neck joints upward that far, and you can get him to look downward. He'll shift forward and back like a pile driver a little bit. You do get some gappage right over here with this dumbbell system for that neck joint, so that is going to happen with certain poses, can I speak right? You get some good head tilting right over here, and you get hinges right here on the shoulder pads. They've popped off on me before, but I could port them right back on. You can see how it shifts up and down a little bit. You can also shift the shoulder joint up and down some, or the butterfly joint down and up. You get in and out motion right there as well. The shoulder joint will move outward at about almost 90 degrees, not quite. It'll move downward that much, and you can rotate that far forward and that far back. I don't want this rubbing into the black portion of his suit right over here. You get the bicep swivel, then you have these beautiful pinless double jointed elbows, and this did come off on me, see? And it has just this little thing right here. So when these come off on you, you can port them back on, but it's tricky to get them back on there. You can rotate the wrist side to side. They hinge horizontally or vertically depending on how you have it configured. And then you have the torso joint or the diaphragm joint twisting right over there. With both waist and torso joints, you'll crunch forward that much and back that much, and then there's some waist articulation in there as well. No, it's really the diaphragm that's turning side to side more than anything else. The hips move outward around that far. Maybe you could go a little further if you want to risk ripping something, but that's as far up as I'm going to move that. And back as I'm going to move that. You get an upper thigh cut in there. You get the double jointed knees. Then the ankles turn side to side. They move down a little bit. They're on ball joints, so I wish we had more motion here. But yeah, you can move them down, up a little bit, and it has decent ankle pivot. Not the best ankle pivot, but decent ankle pivot. Now to measure out this Mezco Wolverine to the top of his head, you can see he's at about 6 inches tall. I guess to the top of the ear fins right over there, it's like 6¼ inches or almost 6.5. Then for a Mezco Wolverine size comparison, you can see we have the brown suit Wolverine and we have our old man Logan over here. Thank you, Devils Do. And I did not get the original Tiger Stripe version, which is another reason why I'm so happy to have this one. And I was never really that stoked to own this figure right over here. I will gladly be selling it on a Whatnot stream in a week or two, so stay tuned for that. But I want to do a little head swap over here with the old man Logan and the Wolverine right over here, and oh yeah, that looks really good. I mean, he looks a little too old for this particular stage in life and body and everything, but still, that looks pretty cool. I'm kind of curious to see how the brown suit Wolverine head fits on here too, and yeah, that doesn't look so great, you know. I like this head sculpt a whole lot more. This one's way better. And then for another Mezco Toys figure comparison, you could see our Tiger Stripe Wolverine next to the Mezco 112 Collective Moon Knight, and we have Black Bolt over here. And yeah, Wolverine's a little bit shorter. I think he could be even shorter, but still, I'm glad he's shorter than your average heighted heroes from Mezco. And here's the Mezco Tiger Stripe Wolverine next to some essential Marvel Legends. We have the 2-pack Colossus, we have Nightcrawler in the Love Triangle, Cyclops, and this is actually fitting into scale better with these figures than I initially thought it would. I still think he should be shorter to fit in with these Marvel Legends Legends right here, but you know, if you wanted to make it work, I'm sure it can work. Then here's the new Mezco Wolverine next to a couple Marvel Legends Wolverine figures. We have my favorite Marvel Legends Wolverine figure from Hasbro. We have the Apocalypse Build-A-Figure Wave version, and then here's our X-Men animated Wolverine, which has the most similar styled head compared to this one right over here. And just to do a head swap real quick, or just to put one of these Mezco heads on here just to see, I think it could port on there okay. Oh yeah, it does, but it looks a bit oversized. Yeah, that doesn't fit. But if you wanted a smaller Wolverine head on this one, oh my god, that looks god-awful. Okay. Yeah, wow, that's terrible. Yeah, okay, so yeah, don't do that. Just leave the Mezco heads on here. And then here's a Wolverine figure next to your average 6-inch scale figure. We have the Marvel Legends Big Time Letdown Spider-Man. Oh, Wolverine. Hey, you got any more of those pictures, man? I've been wondering if I can get... Okay, I will stop asking about those. Yep. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, show some love to the channel by simply clicking that like button, and if you're new here, hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell. And this figure was a lot of fun for me. I had a great time with this figure. I've had it for a couple weeks now. I wish I had gotten this review up sooner, but man, life has been crazy lately, like a lot of stuff going on in my personal world over here, so my review schedule is not where I want it to be, but I do have more stuff coming to the channel, so yeah, be sure to hit that subscribe button regardless. And this figure will just leave you in the action figure abyss. So many accessories over here. Now this thing is not cheap, but I don't feel gypped at all in any kind of way. I mean, there's every accessory that I want to ask for from a Wolverine figure. I do have gripes about the figure. You know, I still feel like the neck maybe is a little bit too long, and the shoulder pads have popped off on me, but I've easily been able to put them back on. The belt could be a little bit finicky, and again, ankle pivot could be better. Little things here and there, man, but really, I'm a very satisfied customer, and at the price point of $150, yeah, it's $150. It's a lot, but we are also getting a lot, and at that price point, I'm giving this Mezco 112 Collective Wolverine figure a Sud rating of... Now also take into consideration, I've been longing for a Mezco Tiger Stripe Wolverine for years now, so yeah, that is definitely part of the equation right over here with my rating and how stoked I am for it, but really, I think Mezco went way above and beyond with this figure, and I am just very, very happy with it. It's one of my favorite Wolverine figures of all time, and without a doubt, it's going to make it in the top 10 figures of 2022 for sure. So stay tuned for that video at the end of the year. But anyway, I want to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments section below. And if you want to see a photo gallery of images, you can find it all over at marvelousnews.com. And if you want to stay in touch with me on social media, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, and now on Whatnot every other Thursday. And I will catch you guys later. Peace.
That's crispy.
Hey, new ShartimusPrime videos. Hey, you should click one. Yeah, click on one of them. Or subscribe if you haven't. Your face,